In this video, we're going to see some of the methods to insert text and dimensions and how to use the area command. After drawing the floor plan, we can start using some of the powerful measuring functions that Dibac CAD has available. Let's start with the area command. First, I'm going to create a new layer called area. And then I'll set it as the current layer to assign to this layer any object that I draw from now on. Now I'm going to create a new text style for the area text objects. In the text toolbar, I click on this button to create a new text style. I click on New, name the text style, and then select it in the drop-down menu. Now you can change the settings of this text style, such as the font, default height, style, and so on. You can see the preview of the text style after every change in this section. After creating a new text style, we have to make sure it is selected in the menu, and then we can change the color and the height that the text object will have. Okay, now we can activate the area command by clicking on this icon. The best and fastest way to calculate the areas is using the enclosed area function. After selecting it, you can press OK. Now we have to left click on the inner side of any wall or partition, and Dibac will highlight the area that will be calculated. If the highlight shows the correct area, you can place the text object wherever you want, and then right click to confirm the insertion. You can keep doing the same process to calculate the rest of the areas and place the text objects in the place you find more convenient. If you want to change the height of one or more text objects, you can select them and change the height in the text toolbar. You can also change their color or text style as well. As you can see, the enclosed area function is calculating the surface area as a whole, which is what you might want to do. However, if you want to calculate these two areas separately, you can use the point-by-point function. To do this, open the area command and select this option. Now you can click on the corners of the region to set the outline of the area. You can enable or disable the ortho mode to help you to set these points easier depending on the complexity of the area. Once you have set all the points of the boundaries, click once again in the first point and then right click to show the highlighted area. Then you can place the text object and then right click again to restart the function. The area command has another useful function that allows you to add two or more existing areas. To do this, open the area command and select Add. Also, make sure to check the Keep Entities box to keep the text objects intact after making the addition calculation. Otherwise, the text objects will disappear. Now you can press OK and select with a left click all the area text objects that you want to add. Then right click and you'll get a new text object with the addition result to be placed wherever you want. Now, if you want to calculate the area of the whole project, including the walls, you can choose the enclosed area function again and left click on one of the outer sides of the perimeter wall. Note that this will only calculate the area within the connected walls of this perimeter. Now we're going to see how to insert text blocks into the drawing. Just like I did before, first I'm going to create a new layer called text blocks, and I'll set it as the current layer. Now I'm going to create a new text style called rooms, and I'll change some of the settings as well. Okay, I'm going to insert a text block in each room. For this, click on the text command and make sure that the text style I've just created is selected. Now I type the text, press OK, and place it in its respective location. To create a new text, just right-click after placing the text to restart the function and type a new text. You can rotate the text block before placing it by holding the Shift key and doing a left click with the mouse. After placing all the text blocks, I can create the dimensions of the floor plan. But before doing this, I'm going to hide the layers of the text blocks and areas. In order to do this, I need to set as the current layer one that will not be hidden. I can use the capture layer function to set as the current layer the walls layer, for example, and then open the layers drop-down menu to freeze these two layers. To confirm this, just move the cursor away from this menu, and now I have the floor plan nice and clean to create the dimensions. Okay, as I have already done a couple times before, I'm going to create a layer called Dimensions and set it as the current layer. Now, click on this button to open a window that will allow us to create a new dimension style. First, I'm going to create a new dimension style called Exterior and leave all the parameters as they are. To create the exterior dimensions, I'm going to use the linear method. To use this method, it's recommended to have the ortho mode disabled. Now, depending on the direction of the dimension, I will have to specify an angle in this menu. For example, if the dimension is horizontal, I have to set this angle to be 0 degrees. Now I can click on two horizontal points to create a dimension and then move the mouse to place the baseline. If the dimension is vertical, then I have to change the angle to set it as 90 degrees. This is very important when using the linear dimension. Always make sure that you have the correct angle, otherwise the dimension will not be calculated correctly. After creating all the dimensions with this dimension style, I can make a few changes if I want to. In order to do this, I have to go to the dimension style window. I'm going to change the orientation of the text. I'm going to shorten the extension lines to be at a certain distance from the origin. I can also increase the size of the arrow and the height of the text. Okay, now I'm going to create a new dimension style for the interior. Click on New and type the name of the new style. In this case, I'm going to remove the extensions of the baseline and choose the same text style as we have used for the areas. I'm also going to set a minimum thickness of 26 centimeters to ignore the dimensions of the thicknesses of walls and partitions while using the automatic dimensions method. I'm going to leave the rest of parameters as they are and press OK. Now I have to make sure that the new dimensions style is selected, and now I can choose the automatic dimensions method. This method will calculate the distance between two wall sides and display the dimensions automatically. It is recommended to use this method with the ortho mode enabled to keep a straight line while indicating the length of the automatic dimensions.